So let's see, Katie, she's giving a massage. Okay. Relax, focus, enjoy. All right, the Golden will not be joining us this morning, but she'll be with us in spirit.
Okay.
And if you don't know who the Golden is, she's also KK on Facebook, Katie K, and she's going to start her broadcasting show anytime now. I've been coaching her so she can get ready to go live with the Golden Stream show.
Okay.
So if you hear about it, you heard about it.
Good. Yeah, I just remember there's two friends that see if I can quickly
Like,
let them know about this just in case they can join.
you got the link?
Yeah.
Okay, well, we're 6 minutes ahead of schedule.
Okay.
Time for a light drink before the show.
Yeah.
We're going to talk about whatever we want to today. And this is also going to be, this format's going to be an open Q&A. So if anybody wants to throw questions at us, they're welcome to throw questions at us, and we're welcome to answer them.
Good.
The best we can. Now, just to throw this out there as a disclaimer for people who are just now joining us, I know it's just you and me, but you got to practice sometime.
Yeah, yeah.
So the disclaimer is we are not in the medical profession. We are not trained, certified, and we did not go through the smoke and mirrors form of healthcare known as pharmaca. We're not in that realm of.
No, we're not sorcerers, and we don't pretend to be and don't want to be.
We do not put a spell on people. By the way, it was Don Miguel Ruiz who wrote the books, Four Agreements. And he says in the book, when you go to what you call a doctor, and the doctor does his little song and dance, and he reads you, and he spits out a diagnosis, aka the name to name something, so he can sell you something. He says that's a form of black magic because he's putting the suggestion into the mind of the patient, and if the patient does not have a strong mind or a strong will, he's likely to accept that as truth and not just a theory.
Now that I would call that brilliant. That's so spot on. It's not even funny. Because, for example, cancer, stupid cancer. Like, hello, get out of there as fast as you can. Run out that door and don't ever look back because he's putting a cancer spell on you, or
right,
trying to. If you let him,
yeah,
just run away.
Run away from all the same kind of shenanigans. Yes.
Let your body take care of it. Your body knows how to take care of whatever. Yeah, sure, cancer, whatever. Something's going on, your body takes care of it. I hurt my shin pretty badly. I was trying to jump over this bar, and then my shin just cranked it, and I could feel it was bleeding as I was walking along. So I knew as soon as I got in my vehicle, what I was going to do is apply the, water of life.
Mm-hmm.
So, but even now, it's amazing just to see what my body's doing with that, because I would have thought it would be all healed up by now, but no way. It takes time, and it sort of burns, and you keep applying the elixir, and yeah,
and keeping a healthy diet.
Yeah.
Stay away from negative news.
Oh, yeah.
Fake realities. Yes.
Yeah, so it's just, but I mean, to me, it's like the construction crew is just saying, yeah, we got some work we need to do here, but we'll just do it and we'll get it done, and no worries. It might take a little time, it might hurt a bit, but no worries,
It'll get healed. Yeah.
But keep the stem cells coming.
Keep the stem cells, keep everything that the body's been making for you.
Yeah.
Put it back on, like right here. I get capillary bursts. Us guys over 50, we get the capillary bursts, and people go, "Are you okay?" And I put on the water. I'm putting it on with this cotton Q-tip, and in 4 days it's healed up. This is day 2.
Okay.
It heals. I always heals in 4 days for some reason.
Okay.
So that's the timeline that my body works with this kind of condition.
Yeah.
Everyone's different.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, it's been really fascinating just to see how, you think you know what's going on with your body, but
But
it's
you
just
don't.
got its own timeline, and it says, no, we're gonna take care of this, no problem. Just keep doing what you're doing. And yeah, it might hurt a bit, but we'll get it
Yeah.
done.
Yeah, it's part of your healing, and relax. It's working out just fine.
Yeah.
Now that's the other part of the equation, which we don't normally talk about. People who are healing facilitators or people in the natural healthcare. There are components that assure the recovery of the body and the reclamation of the health of the body and the mind. And that is how motivated and how strong is the will of the client.
Yeah.
If they really are determined as you know what to get
Hmm.
well, nothing's going to stop them.
Right.
But they have
Yeah.
to work out with the resistance in here.
Yeah.
And that's what slows people down. And they keep coming back to the urine therapy social media groups and going, well, how come this still hurts? And how come this is that color? And how come the smell is like this? I go, did you change your diet? Did you get any exercise? Have you any enemas? I mean, our work as a teacher and a therapist is to do the probing and the inquiring into people's lifestyle, to reveal to them where they can improve and change their areas of their lifestyle so they can return to a balance of all four pillars of people's health.
Okay.
You see, I've been teaching holistic health since 1979, and we came from the understanding that the body needs a balance with the mental, emotional, physical, and spiritual aspects of it.
Okay.
And to ignore one, which means the horses that are pulling the cart would be pulling a cart with three wheels.
Yeah.
So when people come up to you, and I'm not just talking to you, but I'm talking to anybody who's going to watch this after this is over.
Yeah.
And if someone says, well, doing urine therapy heal multiple sclerosis and inflammation and heart conditions and blah, 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 blah. And my answer is yes and no. If you don't change anything else, here comes Harry. I'm going to repeat this since he's joining us here. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever Harry is. Welcome to the call.
Yeah, guys.
Welcome.
Hey.
Before we go
Harry,
Harry, I'm going to continue explaining when I was talking to Daniel. Daniel, Harry, Daniel. Now you guys know each other, right?
Hi. Cheers.
Okay, so people will come up to you all the time. They say, well, I hear that urine therapy is a panacea. It's a universal remedy for everything. Will it heal this condition, that condition? They may say they got inflammation. They may say they have diabetes. They may say they have constipation, whatever it is. I say yes and no. Why would someone like Brother Sage say, no, it doesn't cure that? Well, if people are not bringing all four pillars of their health together in balance, all areas of your health, which is the mental, emotional, physical, and spiritual, it won't work. It'll be like a Band-Aid. So when people start changing their diet, adding more raw foods, people who are fasting, people getting enemas, getting massages, doing chanting and spiritual practices, they get much quicker and more profound results. Mm-hmm. Now, the other component, Harry, you can jump in on this anytime. The other component, which I was sharing with Daniel, is what really nails, no pun intended, what really solidifies, where'd that come from? Whatever really, it's going to be one of those calls. What really assures the healing work is the person's motivation and strong will to get better. And
yeah.
You've seen people turn around the incurable conditions because they really wanted their health back.
Yeah. So, can I ask if Daniel's tried it? Is Daniel a newbie or is he an experienced?
Daniel, go ahead and give us a little background on your urine therapy journey.
Well, I was just telling Brother Sage, it would be months ago now that I hurt my shin pretty bad trying to jump over a bar. There's like exercise thing and you jump over a bar, and I obviously chose I should have jumped over it lower down, but I just cranked my shin on it really bad. I could feel it was bleeding, and been very fascinating because I knew exactly what I wanted to do was get, the elixir on it as soon as possible. And since then, I've been watching it heal. And I thought it was just about ready to be all healed, but it's kind of puffed up and red and swollen. But just keep on, supplying the stem cells and massaging it, and it burns. But you can feel that the body's just doing the construction job, saying, "Yeah, I got hurt pretty bad there, but I'm fixing it, no problem. Just keep the stem cells coming, and
And everything else.
we'll get it done." But
Nice.
yeah, so, and also, I mean, I've just been loving how it's kind of interesting. I've been really finding when I take a cupful in my hand and then put it on my forehead, like that's where, because if I just put my hand in so that it moistens your hand, then you try to rub it on the forehead, my forehead says that's good, but it's not enough, not even close to enough. Like you can't. That's great. You're like I'm liking it, but you have to give me more, like more. Same thing with the ears. If I try to just put my hand in there and then rub the ears say it's good, but more, like way more, please. You can't tease me like that. So then, fill the hand and then just, it'll actually fill the ear and stuff. And then the forehead. And I've also been even finding, cup it and then put it right in the eye socket and then rub it around and just, I mean, it just absorbs so well. Like,
Yeah. Almost
and
like
also
it's
here's
perfect
here's
urea,
one.
isn't it? It's the urea in it. It's amazing. I think that's
Yeah.
one of the reasons it absorbs so well, that urea in it, that moisturizer.
Okay, and just bear with me, but I gotta share this. You see this? This is where I no longer have a cyst in my eye. And my niece, Sophie, she would notice that cyst and she would like, can we pluck that off and just throw it on the floor? Because she didn't like it, right? I'm going, I don't like it either. But what am I supposed to do about it? But I just remember realizing the cyst shriveled up and went away.
Oh.
And if there's any change I can think of is that I really wanted to go raw vegan. So I'm as raw vegan as possible is the way I describe it. I like my salads, whatever, raw. The more raw I can eat, the better. And as much as I can possibly help it, I lean into raw. And I would say that if there's any change that might have, led to that cyst going away, it might have been that. But I'm just like, I'm super thrilled about that. Because Sophie was right. I don't want that cyst there either. But what can you do about it? But anyway, it's definitely, it's not hanging down there anymore like it was. So
Yeah,
I'm
that'll
really
probably go if you keep continue with the practice. Have you just messed with fresh, or do you heard of the aged urine, I guess, somewhere
Yeah.
for a stage?
Yes.
Okay, so one thing about the aged is there's the smell issue. So
For you or people in the house?
Well, people in the house,
Oh, okay. Because a lot of us guys, we're accustomed to our smell.
Oh yeah.
It's like smelling pheromones. We're going, I'm home.
Yeah. But so my approach has been, I don't waste it unless it's very rare that although if I have to just, use the palm of my hand to get as much as I can and the rest goes down, like there's plenty more where that came from. Because there's no way you ever run out, but I still hate to waste it. But you build up your supply, and then today probably it'll be pretty sure it's going to be a cold orange shower. Like I like the hot ones too, but I like there to be more of it. Because Brother Sage, I remember you saying that your orange will actually alchemize the fluoride in the water, right?
Alchemize, yes. Sterilize.
Yeah. So anyway, that's good to know because I used to not want any tap water in the mix. But I am going to say I do want the more orange there can be in the mix, the better. Because I mean, I don't want to just take that for granted, and the more diluted it is, I don't know. I mean,
that's true. And for the people who are holding back on taking a Shivambu bath because they think they don't have enough supply, like some people are waiting on 5 gallons, 8 gallons, whatever. I said, pour in whatever you got. Don't worry about the city water. It's not going to have an effect on you. It's going to transmute whatever the city water had and just surrender to what that water feels like.
Yeah, I kind of agree. So when because sometimes I go back to my parents and they make me have a bath with tap water. And every time I take a few, I just pee whatever's in my tank at the moment, which isn't sometimes a full tank. And that makes a huge difference. I can feel it, like half a tank, a bladder full. If I pee it into a tub full of tap water, I feel something really shocking that tells me all I need to know about the power of fresh mucin to transmute, like you said, Brother Sage, all the bad stuff. Like, so, yeah.
Well, if we go back 4 years, Harry, you asked a question about keeping urine in plastic.
Oh, yes. And my favorite quote for you, Brother Sage, is Shibambu is more powerful than plastic. That's for anyone that says, oh, but I'm not going to age it in a glass. I've only got plastic. I'm not going to do that. Just do, because it's more powerful. So don't worry.
Right. And if you notice all these years that we've been preaching that this water and this medicine is not only intuitive, but there's no dogma associated with it, then the only limitations people are having with their use, their effectiveness, their benefits is all in their head.
Yeah.
Because we decide, and now I'm a big Course in Miracles student. I've been around Course in Miracles since the late 70s. We're the ones who set up the measurement, or design a measurement of what's possible or impossible in our healing, or what's possible, impossible, or impossible in what we can achieve in our business and our relationships, etc. Well, Shivambu has an intelligence all unto itself. More and more people have been saying that Shivambu is in a category all unto itself. So us to try to narrow down what this infinite intelligence in this water of Shiva is about, we're doing a pretty good job.
Yeah, we are. And look at all the people that do it regularly and how young they look for their age. You know, urine therapy is, as John Armstrong said, despite diet, but like Daniel said, the cleaner your diet, the more benefits you're going to get from this medicine. And then you age it and you get it, like we know people that have got very dark black ones that are years old. And, you know, it's, oh man, honestly, there'll never be a better free medicine out there in the world. It's the ultimate, and it's just you, liquid you.
And that reminds me, I should put out there that if I was talking to Christians, I'd say, please pray for me, but I'll let you translate that however you need to, but you know, send your thoughts, whatever your energy is with me tomorrow, because I am planning to show up at the Church of God Restoration just south of Steinbach. And like these are basically modern day Amish basically people. Like they all wear the same outfits, like uniforms, right? And the women never cut their hair and stuff like that. But I've kind of gotten to know them, and I still remember when I just knew that I was gonna start with whoever I could, just start bringing up, you know, urine therapy and stuff. And
so is that because you were related? Did you find yourself with the Amish at some point?
well, you know, I just have a strongly Christian background, and so you know, about I guess it must have been a year and a half ago, I was at one of those protests, and the Church of God was there doing their thing, and then I checked them out online and eventually visited them and got to know them a bit. And but it's just pretty ironic to be bringing up this kind of therapy with them, because it took a while for them to get on to me that I was talking about that there. But when they realized that, like that pastor was telling me, we don't want that here for obvious reasons. And if I find out that you've been talking to anybody about that, we're gonna have a talk. But I still remember, see, one of the guys in that church, I went to school with him. I was in grade 6 with him at Woodlawn School in Steinbach, Peter. And I remember at one point he asked me, what have you been doing? And I told him about the veganism. And then he was saying, but we shouldn't be forcing our opinion on other people. And I just go, do you know how ironic that is for a vegan to hear that? I'm going, yeah, we shouldn't be forcing our opinion. Absolutely. You think these animals like us forcing our opinion on them, taking their lives away, taking their milk, taking their eggs, destroying the males? Like, wow, can you say no? Yeah, let's not force our opinion on these creatures. That's a great idea. But nevertheless, I didn't. And then I probably said to Peter, I could tell you more, but I probably shouldn't. So I probably just kind of indirectly alluded to it without actually talking about it. But he was asking me what I'd been doing. And I remember, you know, one of the people from there cuts my hair, and I was talking to him and his wife about it, and she was saying, so you're the same age as, you know, Brother Peter, but you don't look that age, you know. And she was asking me how long I've been doing it, maybe since 2019. But I can relate to the fact that when I first heard the phrase urine therapy, I didn't even know what it was. And I thought, well, I don't even really want to know, because what are you talking about? And then when you realize it's drinking it, like, that is kind of a shocking moment. But I still remember there's this pro-life group had a video on the development of a baby in the womb. And they said, while the baby's in the womb, he or she drinks his or own urine. I'm going,
Yeah.
I don't know if I wanted to know that, but I guess I know it now.
And they snort it, and their body is given a massage when they're rolling around in it. We're basically we're amphibious. We're like fish at that point.
Yeah,
We're living in the
and
water.
the baby will grow up wrong if it doesn't have it. If it doesn't snort it, sniff it, and massage it in, it gets lung issues. Because sorry, it's the one where if poo comes in, which doesn't come from the baby, but sometimes it does, then the baby has serious issues, right? But if most babies don't poo and therefore just have urine, and they turn out fine. But without the urine, because sometimes the baby's bladder doesn't grow properly, it gets lung deficiency. So I mean, it's pretty hard to argue that that we all needed it in the womb. So why would it be different now? I mean, it's a great medicine too.
Yeah, Martha Christie in her book says when there's no urine, then the lungs don't develop, as you say. So
exactly, it's a condition, a proper lung condition, when the bladder doesn't develop properly. So
and when I am putting it on my forehead and my face and stuff, I mean, it's just, I mean, you know,
delightful.
And I mean, I can definitely say I'm sure glad I know about this now, because I know, like, my dad and mom have thought, because I mean, they know that I'm keen on getting married and stuff, and they think that I'm gonna have trouble finding a wife because of this. And I say, look, this is a very important test, which she will have to pass, and when she does, she'll be rewarded. And if she doesn't pass the test, it was never meant to be.
exactly.
But I mean, whoever does pass the test, we're gonna have such a blast, right? Because I mean,
Well, I'll say here that I love the urine massages. The age isn't a level, but even fresh urine rubbing on your partner. I told you about the stage today, so it's obviously sexual, but it's also really spiritual too. So you can balance the funness of it with the uplift from massaging your partner with amazing medicine. It feels amazing to do it and take your time, so you can really do like a tantric slow thing, like for an hour, massage each other with your urine or her urine. It's amazing,
right? Or both, right? I mean, yeah.
Well,
so
at the Shivambu retreat, you guys have caught on that I've been doing these retreats, but we had one in Oceanside, California. And one of the clients who wanted a massage from me, she had her Orin, I had my Orin, and then our buddy Abalu from Jamaica, he brought a gallon of his Jamaican Orin with a little THC.
Jamaican Orin.
It had little
Jamaican
THC.
Orin. I've never tried Jamaican Orin.
It has traces of THC and psilocybin. I don't know how that happens, but I learned when I was massaging. Now I do a lot of body work. There's my massage table right there. And there's a big difference in the consistency of oil versus water. So when you're applying, Daniel will know this, when you're applying this on the body, you got to go much, much slower. If you want to do depth and hit those trigger points and get into those muscle areas, you can't do it as quickly. Do you know what I'm saying? There's a difference between the viscosity of water versus oil.
Oh, do you mean like you got to really rub it in over and over and over again to get it in? Over and over, which takes your time, right? Over the same bit over and over.
Right. And that's why it is Tantra in nature, because you have to feather it on. You rub it on, you feather it on, however you work with the pressure. And I highly recommend, and we were doing it at the retreats and people out in the sun, outdoors. So, whatever you can do to get that on the body, do it.
Yeah, but with the rubs, if you do it quick, I've learned this from experience. If you do it quickly, like say a quick body rub that's very quick, and it takes 2 to 5 minutes, what happens is the urine only stays in the surface. Wherever the urine goes, it's good. But if you keep doing over the same area, like the face over and over again, the urine starts to sink in deeper and deeper into every single hidey hole where we hide the toxins. And that's why Monica always said, if you do like 1 hour massage 3 times a day, that's a lot, right? You're really going to experience something powerful because you're pushing it right deep into every hidey hole, because we know toxins hide everywhere. And it's not just on the surface of the skin, they're way deeper, So to spend time doing the massages on yourself, for anyone who doesn't have a partner, and then if you do have a partner, involve them in it, it's one of the most powerful therapy ways to get it in, for sure.
So thank you for bringing that up, Daniel.
You're welcome.
Before we go further into this, how much time do you guys have to be on the call?
Got about 20 minutes.
20 minutes. Okay. So everybody grab some water.
Oh, I've got some in my bottle. I'll do
Or
this.
pull, either that,
All right.
either that,
got a
or
small
pull.
amount.
Either
Very
grab,
old though. Very old.
either grab some water or pull down the zipper. Get some water. And some people, when we do these toasts, what they simply do is they hold something that symbolizes, that represents the aura. Daniel, come back, Daniel. Earth to
All
Daniel.
right. Yeah.
Harry, are you in UK right now?
No, Porto, back in UK 2 days time. Tomorrow. Yep.
Okay, what country are you in?
Portugal.
Portugal. Okay. Hi, Lee.
Portugal,
Robert.
wow.
Hi, Lee, wherever you are. So, Harry, would you do us the honor of giving us a prayer for our communion, for our Shivambu?
May we all be blessed this day for taking our holy urine, which is liquid you, into our system. Thank you very much to God, creation, consciousness, for creating this wonderful medicine that we all will never stop doing for the rest of our lives, and has brought us together as a community in something that is shameful but beautiful.
L'chaim.
Right.
So here's some cool things you can keep in your car. My car is like my portable Shivambu spa. I easily have 2 quarts in the back seat. My car is my portable Shivambu spa. I don't know if anybody else, spends time in their car as much as I do.
Oh, I'm very thankful for my vehicle. When you get in there, that's,
it's your world, bro. You can do whatever you want. It's your car.
Yep.
So I have 2 of these, right? And you can figure out what to do with the water. One of these in the car and one in my backpack. And this I learned from Mané Madrid. And hold on a second. This is 4-month-old. It might give me a little bit of a lovely lift.
Oh, nice. Up the nose.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes.
Wait, there's the tingle. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So these are just very quick remedies that you can carry with you wherever you go, in your backpack, in your purse, in your glove box, in your car. So if your brain starts to slow down, your energy starts to dip, you're not able to track as well as you can, snort, 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 everything comes back online. All right.
Yeah, the brain is a really powerful way to get it to the nose, sorry, is the access, direct portal to the brain. Really cool. Yes,
and I think I'm going to hint at you, Harry. We need to bring in Samuel, and we need to be talking about nose drinking, nose snorting, nose sniffing more, because I don't hear.
Let's contact him. I'd love to see him on the next ones. Yes, he's in Egypt, I heard. He's loving it in Egypt. So yeah, we can get him on.
I will contact him. He wanted me to come to either Israel or India, and we were going to do a retreat. I will contact him.
Whilst you're there as well, I'm going to be in Thailand in Koh Phangan in January. I know Monica's shoot is there, so I'm going to be talking face to face with Monica. Maybe me and Monica could be for one of your Zooms in January. That'd be nice.
Hold on. There's also Eric Storch.
Oh yeah, Eric Storch is in Thailand too. Yeah, in Koh Phangan.
And if you can send me dates and what might be happening there, he invited me to come over. It would be lovely to make the trip, but we'll see how it plays out.
Well, you're always welcome in Thailand because there's a load of us now there. Eric,
so do you need to get injections in order to travel to Thailand?
Not that I'm aware, because David, because Daniel, because they've changed a lot with I think nowhere's got restrictions, to be honest. Very few places.
Okay, because my dad's in Indonesia, and he wouldn't have been able to go there without 2 injections, which unfortunately he got, but he did stop at that point. So because he didn't have 3 injections, they didn't allow him to stay overnight in Tokyo. So
what? Okay.
I know some parts of the world are still being ridiculous about it, but
wow.
But not in Thailand.
Okay, that's crazy.
Yeah, well, that's good to know. I've been to Malaysia, but I've never been to Thailand. So
I just come back from Tenerife, and it's amazing sun there. You get really happy on the sun and the urine. Doing the sun, the epic vitamin D sun in November, because it's near the equator, with the urine is a good combo. Sun urine is one of my favorites. Like you said, by the stage with the massaging and the sun. It's amazing.
as much as you can, as often as you can, whenever you can. People are trying to hold back. They say, well, I did 4 ounces today. I said, what? That's it? And the whole idea, and this is why I've been preaching saturation dosing, because the more you can get those good nutrients in and the bad stuff out. I don't want to use the word germ anymore because we debunked that one. Get all the toxins and the fatty material and the mucoid plaque and all that stuff that's interfering with your absorption and your ability to regenerate, the better. And so by bringing it in topically as well as orally, that can speed up the process.
Yep. Yeah. Unfortunately, when I travel, it's a bit hard to carry stuff around. Hence the localized, very old. These are my standards in the airports, like the only ones I can take. But because when it's really old, you only need a couple of drops, and if it's really old, you're covered for health with just one little bottle like that. It's amazing.
And then of course, any empty container is all you need in terms of filling up. And there's so I mean, I've said this before, and bear with my saying it again, but the one thing I love about looping is that you discover there's way more coming out of you than is going in. There's no two ways about it. Like it's just a miracle right there. Like how does that even add up? You know, you would think that there would have to be, you'd have to drink water in order for water to come out. That's not the case. Way more comes out than goes in.
Well, let's see if we can put two ideas together. All right. You put water in, but the water is filtered blood plasma, right? So you're putting blood back into your system. And in order to create more urine, your body has to produce more blood and more blood plasma. Right. It has to go through the filtration process and has to create more of the blood on that side of it. So what signals the body to do that?
Maybe it's some unique intelligence created by consciousness or God.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just like that, because I mean I have a water distiller because so I could drink distilled water if I wanted to. That's from my mom though. That's from my mom to use. She drinks that, used in the porridge, whatever. I don't need it. I haven't drank that stuff in such a long time. I don't need to. This is my distilled water with benefits, and this is, you know, so one of my favorite verses that I remember, not that I've read in a while, but you know, he that believes on me, out of his belly shall flow rivers of living water, and it's true. Like it just happens. Like
it's amazing. And brother Sage, you kind of blow my mind a little bit there because you said, because like it's blood, isn't it? So there's no red. There's not one drop of red blood as we know it in the urine. Isn't that crazy, guys? There's not one drop. That's how good filtration the kidneys do. That's how amazing. Because if it was bad or the filters weren't working, you'd have, because some people with infections, right, they have blood in their urine. But most people have no drop of blood, not even one drop. But it was part of the process of making the urine. 50% blood plasma, 50% blood. So somehow the body knows exactly how to take out all the blood and leave the blood plasma. I find that incredible.
Yes. Yeah. Now the blood plasma, if you do a little research, it has the higher, there's more quantity of blood plasma in the blood than the red blood cells and the white blood cells. So the plasma is larger than that. Now, if I may go into politics for just a second, I don't do this much, but all this talk about getting blood from babies, and I won't say much more about that. You know what I'm talking about. So they've been stealing blood from blood banks. They've been stealing blood from hospitals. They've been, you know, fetus and unborn babies. They got all this blood thing going on. So there's a strong connection between blood and life. Right. And so we're bloodsuckers. We take our blood, but in an ultra filtered form, and recycle it and keep it inside the system, our system that keeps looping it. And everybody else is looking for external sources of blood or blood plasma. Like the first responder, what did they put in the accident patient's arm on the way to the hospital? Blood plasma, right? And our plasma is filtered 1 million times more than their blood plasma. So what do you think is more potent?
Yeah, yours.
Ours, yeah. So, and a whole nother paradigm than I guess the first responders would have to put pee in their arms, but that's a whole nother reality.
So one thing I am reminded of, this church I've been frequenting, the last time I was at that church, I saw this guy, Henry, I knew, so I just shook his hand, and then he said, has that hand been washed? And I kind of hesitated a little bit, and I finally said to him, Yep. And he was not happy. He was not a happy camper. And he made it very clear to me, I don't want to be soaked and shit. And then he kind of stormed off to the washroom because he was obviously going to wash his hands. So I even need prayer and, you know, just energy, whatever, that I would have wisdom, even to know how to navigate that. Like, do you go to the washroom and wash with soap and water? Maybe. Who knows? I don't know. We'll see what happens. But I might just say to people, hey, you want a handshake? If they want it, fine. If they don't, that's fine. You know, it's clean. I know that.
Yeah, I'm one of the dirty buggers, I guess, because I always go to the number 2 so that no one can see as I rub a little bit of fresh on my face nearly every time I go to the public urinals. And I always never go to wash my hands in the tap water. So I guess to other people, they think I'm disgusting if they were to notice I come out my number 2 toilet all the time in the public and go straight without washing my hands. I'm sure I get those judgments all the time, but I'm like, dude, I just rubbed fresh urine on my face and hands. So I don't need to rub it with dirty tap water. Thank you very much.
Yeah, no. How do you get any more clean than that? It's
it's
the
true.
ultimate clean. I still remember cleaning out a tub, and then I was gonna rinse it out, you know, with tap water, and then realizing it is clean because I'm going to clean out the strainer, and there was hair there, but the hair was completely clean, and I'd never seen that before because I'd cleaned it out after baths, where it would just be almost like cottage cheese that accumulated at it. But like, for it to just be so clean, I'm just going, wow, this really is clean. I remember what allegedly Dave says, that urine is it's sterile, it's clean, you know.
What's fun? What's
That's another
funny?
name. Brother Sage, another one to try and get on. I'd love Dave Moore to take an appearance.
Yes. Can you connect me with him?
No, he doesn't speak to me. He might speak to you though.
Oh, you're talking about allegedly Dave, right?
Dave,
yes. Yeah, he's on Facebook. Yeah.
Dave Moore is on the list. So is Rodney Lavoyer. You know who?
What about Andrew Norton Weber?
You've got to come bring him out of hiding. Good luck.
Oh, is he dead or not? The ultimate, and where is he? The $1 million question.
Okay, let's see if we can answer this question and code it so only those who know what I'm talking about will understand this. I think they were leaning heavy on him. The Rockefellers, all the bad guys were leaning on him and intimidating him. So he faked his death.
Oh,
I think he took himself out of the public's eye, and he's still sending content to us under another name.
Interesting. I could believe that. Yeah.
So if anybody else has another theory of that, that's what I came up with. His wife is still around. His wife Susie is still a famous painter. She's still around.
Oh. I know John Armstrong's grave is somewhere in America. People go visit that apparently. John W. Armstrong, who did that resurgence with that book, was it The Water of Life?
Yeah, The Water of Life.
Yeah, he's around.
Okay.
Well, his grave. You can visit his grave where he died.
Oh, lovely. Is there a urinal nearby, or can we pee on it?
Well, obviously he'd be honored if we peed on him. You know.
We can all bring those little Italian boys peeing statues and sit them around the side of it. Have a whole lot of fun with it. So, where do you think the urine therapy movement is at this point in time? And how do you see this affecting what people say we're coming to a tipping point where this is more socially acceptable? Anybody have a thought on that?
You know, just one thought came to my mind, and I hope this is helpful, but I want to show you something because I think it's kind of a neat analogy. I want to show you my mushroom growing kit.
Oh.
Ooh.
Magic. Okay. Is it magic or medicinal? It looks like magic.
Well, okay, just regular mushrooms.
Yeah.
Oh, regular medicinal.
But so I bought this. I grew a bunch of mushrooms, and then they were saying you should be able to get more mushrooms out of it if you do a certain way, soak it, and then restart the process.
Mm-hmm.
But I would water this maybe 3 times a day, and I wasn't seeing anything. And I was thinking, am I going to get mushrooms out of this thing? I hope I am. I mean, it happened before. It took a long time, though. So that's why I knew I shouldn't give up. Just keep watering it and know that eventually you're going to see results. But it took such a long time that I had to just wonder, I hope I didn't do something wrong, and I hope I'm going to get something out of it. But these mushrooms are growing. And I have one friend, he's been trying to tell me, how are you going to find a wife if you do urine therapy? But he's the one that asked me if I knew about Dr. Group. So I'm going to just bear with me saying this. You should have Dr. Group on one of these things.
Oh, yes.
But of course, I'm saying this sarcastically because I know that already happened. In fact, when I looked up Dr. Group, I found the video where he was on the conference call, and so was I. We were on the same conference call.
Oh.
Yes.
But he was the one that told me about Dr. Group and plasma, So obviously, but even there, he is hesitant, shy, he's even said that I might be able to rent a room from him and just, you do you, but I know my journey was to when I realized that a baby drinks his or own urine in the womb, then that's where I started my own journey. But it was like, take a sip and then spit it out immediately, or just take a few sips and then dump it, because like I don't have to do that. But and next thing you know it, I would even be drinking it after hours at work. Like that was important, not during hours, but still after hours, or maybe at the gym. There would be a shower room that didn't have a toilet, but then of course I'm doing my therapy, and then people seem to think that somebody took a whiz down the drain because they can smell it. So but I still remember, it's when I looked up allegedly Dave and watched a lot of his videos, but including the one on urine therapy, that's where I went from doing it to preaching it. So I have to give him a lot of credit. He would be
that
the
was
one
a turning point. That was
the one. He helped me to go from just doing it to actually talking to other people about it, because that didn't happen right away. And
right.
So
I'm glad you brought that up, because there's a lot of people that are holding back from telling other people.
Yeah.
You're right. It could be their wife, their husband, their children, their parents, whoever it is, and they're holding back. But what happens is when you end up having a lifestyle that's bigger and bigger every day, and it goes, the energy and the smell and everything goes into the house, they're going to start wondering like, what's going on over there.
Yeah. I mean, I was blessed just to be known as doing it. It's what woke me up, as Brother Sage knows. I've always been out loud and proud, to the point where I just posted on my Facebook, my ex-partner, on a written note. She didn't know I saw. I took a copy of it. She said I'm a loud mouth and a big mouth. And the reason why is because of urine. It's stuff like, so, if I find something like urine, of course I'm going to be a big mouth on social media about how amazing this thing is, because we are the ones. It's not about, okay, it's cool doing it for yourself, that's brilliant, but what you're actually doing here, if you're not helping people, right, with what you've found to be powerful, and the people that keep quiet obviously have found it to be powerful, so they're not really serving people in the best manner by their fear, which is not real, is it? Like when you actually tell them, it's always worse in your head to tell them than you imagine. So you're always going to think it's going to be so bad, they're going to excommunicate me, my family's going to kick me out tomorrow. It's never as bad as you imagine. So just do it. Don't, same as the aged urine, when people are fearful about drinking that. Always the way the urine is just to do the masculineness, right? Divine masculine just does it.
Yes. Now, I call you guys, the folks that are really serious about Shivambu and have built it into a lifestyle for a lifetime, a wellness lifestyle. I call you guys Shivambu devotees. And so what we're doing is we're like missionaries, and we're spreading the good word. And why would you want to hold back the news about God, Christ, love, Shivambu from anybody? Because I work with clients all the time. I'm either doing reflexology or I'm doing a massage. And inevitably it comes up in the conversation, well, I got inflammation and this hurts and that hurts. And without even thinking twice, I go, have you ever thought of urine therapy?
Yeah.
So, you have to find your moment of introduction. Now, I have a kind of an advantage because I got 4 books I can pull off my shelf and say, I know what I'm talking about. Trust me, you can do this. So it's your confidence. The thing that really sells people on this is the fact that you care more than when you know shit. And I've had to have my ego brought down a lot because I know shit. And you gotta come across sensitively and empathically and compassionate with people for them to hear you anyway.
That's true, because you can say it very wrong from an ego place, and I'm always working on my ego to lower it. And funny enough, urine lowers it. Practice over many years, or you can be a bit sensitive and calibrate for the person. Maybe don't say it straight away. Take the right time. Oh, there's something gone wrong with them. There's an opportunity. Wait to the end of a conversation. Don't rush in and qualify yourself by saying, "Oh, I do urine therapy," and then the judgments. Yeah, there's a calibration to it, like a social thing. It comes back to what you said, Brother Sage, about the mental aspect. When you heal the mental, then you get the calibration to tell people at the right time, without having a speakerphone necessarily. No one needs a speakerphone, stand on the streets every day, thousands of people walking by saying, "I do urine therapy." That's not really, that might even, that's not the most best way to do it. It can be.
Right. Now, another thing you can do if you're still on the edge of shyness, you're still feel a little bit held back of saying something. We learned this in nutritional years ago. I was doing nutrition. You just simply give a third-party testimonial. My friend Daniel, he's been practicing urine therapy and he looks great. I see he's got a lot of health. He gets a lot of things done. You might want to try it. And that takes you off the hook. If they've got history with you, they may have judgments.
Yeah, true. Yeah. I like the fact that sometimes people say, "Oh, what's the point?" But everyone has influence, right? With a small amount of people, everyone has friends and family they trust. So anyone that says, "Oh, but Brother Sage is a big name, he's written loads of books and he can do it." Nah, everyone has people that trust them. So you can change someone's life, one person's life, by getting them onto urine, because it's that powerful that it can, as it's done with all of us here, can transform our health. So why would it not for somebody else? Why would it not be? For me, it was the awakening into this community. Everything else that I've learned, semen retention, sun gazing, Zen cleanse, supplements, all this was just a spiritual life. The urine was my opening into the spiritual life that I seek now. It really was.
Yeah, and it brought me into a true heartfelt connection with the whole community. I mean, I haven't felt the spiritual community land so quickly, so deeply than this family.
Yeah, same. I mean, I'm going to Thailand because of it. I know there's going to be loads of pee drinkers in Thailand, Monica and Eric, and I don't know. I don't feel out of place anymore wherever I go. Wherever I choose to go, and I've got people that will understand and not be triggered by my lifestyle. And I can't wait. And actually, coming back to your question, Brother Sage, where do I think it's going? I don't know. I've seen, like yourself, I'm sure you've seen it too, a massive increase in people interested in urine therapy. So it's gone up like from 5 years ago to now. The numbers are just getting bigger. The book sales are going up. People are asking questions. Everything. You're getting loads of interviews all over the shop. And so
I don't consciously ask for a journalist from New York to reach out to me and to interview me. I didn't ask for the guy in China to reach out. And it was like, I'm present. I'm available. You want me to do what? I'll do it. I don't even stop and wonder, can I do it? No, it's up for me. Let's do it.
Yeah. And I've had less, but I had one major, I think you know about this. I've got a TV appearance, which I've already done. It's shot. It's coming out on British TV, E4. I can't say this officially, but I'm saying it to you guys. January, February, March is coming out on British TV. And I'm sure there's going to be a YouTube of it where I take 8 celebrities on the urine therapy challenge, which I can say some with diverse reactions, they all did it. Some were a bit disgusted for sure, which makes good TV, but they all had a go at the urine on the face and drinking it.
Well, good. I hope that whoever the journalist or interviewer with the microphone is, shapes the story in a positive light.
Yes, they will, because it's called Extreme Retreats, and it's basically 13 weird therapies. There's bee sting therapy. There's when you get stung by bees, there's snakes on you. So it's not taking a piss, so to say. It's literally promoting spiritual therapies.
Beautiful.
Right.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
The Channel 7 TV story they did of me in 2018 when we were doing meetings in a library in Boulder, it's up to like 68,000 views right now.
Saw that. Yep, that was a good one.
And what's so amazing is I learned a lot from that. But here we are doing our Tai Chi, and we're showing all the protocols. I'm drinking in front of the camera and da 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 da. And at the very end, the last 30 seconds, they bring in the doctor to boo-hoo everything. Well, what they didn't realize is the message was more powerful than their narration.
Right.
their version
Yes.
of it.
Well, but look at this. If you're watching this, you've never heard of urine therapy, as most of the people for TV and for your thing haven't. There's your first seed. They've never heard of it before, and there's the first time they've ever heard of it is through you. And if they're the chosen ones for themselves in this lifetime, somewhere down the line, you put the first seed, and maybe 10 or 20 or even 50 years later, you were still the first seed that put the thought that made them do it much later in their life.
Yeah, that's legendary right there.
Yeah.
So we keep putting it out there. We keep talking about it. I get these signs that I'm on the right path all the time. For example, I pulled up to a car, and if you get really close and you look at the back windshield, right next to it on the driver's side, I kid you not, was a sticker that says "Drink piss." And we're at the red light. I'm going, this is a moment. I don't want to waste it. I got out of my car. I ran up to the driver, rolled down the window. I gave him one of these with my website on it.
Nice.
I'm going, I hope he calls me. This would be so cool.
Do you think he was taking a piss, or do you think he was sincere?
It was a bumper sticker. You have no way to interpret it.
Interesting one.
Yeah, I have this on my car. Urine therapy does the body good. And I can't tell you how many people stop and they take pictures.
Wow.
Can I take a picture of your bumper?
You're giving me an idea now. I'm getting ideas what I can do.
Yeah. So what I did was I bought 300 of these, and I've been giving away to people out to retreats. Everybody has them. And I actually copyrighted the slogan.
Oh, right. Can I buy some of you, Brother Sage? I'd love to have some of those to give out.
You can. I just have to do the shipping part.
Sure. We can arrange that. I'd love some, sincerely, like maybe 500 to 1,000 to give out to people.
Well, whatever I have is yours. You just have to reach out. We got to figure out cost of everything.
Sure.
Nice. How's your timing?
Yeah. I kind of got to go very soon.
Yeah. So what I was telling you about, the one thing, when I went to that Church of God and I shook Henry's hand, and that's all I had, like, I wasn't going to use their washroom because I knew, like, they made it very clear they didn't want me to do that there, right? So then, okay, don't use their washroom, because if I use their washroom, I might do it, and then they might somehow know I'm doing it, and I might get in trouble. So I won't use the washroom. I'll go in there. Oh, there's Henry. He's my friend. I'll shake his hand. And then I realized I'm getting in trouble for shaking a hand. But the one thing that's encouraging is, obviously, he had the background knowledge to know, hey, wait a sec, what's going on with this hand, right?
Sounds like he sounds like he's treating you like a leper. This guy's disease. Stay away from him.
What it tells me is that I've done the legwork so that I don't even have to bring up the topic with him. He already knows that I'm there.
You're one of those. Okay.
And all I have to do is do a smirk and say, yep. And he fills in the rest. He knows exactly what.
You know what's cool about rubbing your hands with urine and then shaking someone's hand with fresh afterwards? Your body anyway, like say there's two humans and you touch each other sexually or non-sexually, the one with the highest health transfers negative ions and much more into the other person. If you rub your hands with urine and shake someone's hand, you're not just rubbing urine, you're rubbing the negative ions from it and all the goodness from your energy, because you're obviously healthier because you just rubbed urine in a specific location. You're transmitting energy, really powerful energy into that person if you rub them before.
And that's good to know, because Henry, he had an accident. He used to be working in construction, but then he fell off a roof, I think, and broke his hands. So then he had to go become an accountant because he couldn't work construction anymore because of that accident. So it's kind of interesting that he's the one where I was shaking his hand like that. And he was thinking he didn't want that, but I'm just thinking, dude,
it's by right of association, it gets transferred. It's like love. It's like your life force. I mean, if you could see the electrical spark that takes place when you're near people, I mean, that would probably wake you up. But before we get too far, I don't know how long you guys got. I'm going to do some quick shameless promotion announcements. This book, which came out in 2020, The Manual for Urine Therapy Teachers and Therapists, is the definitive textbook that I use in all the courses for urine therapy students who want to either become a teacher, a therapist, or really get the knowledge of this material. So there's that book. And then last year, this book came out, the handbook version of the Healing Water from Within. And this is designed to answer all the questions that people have, including the doubters and the naysayers. And I purposely kept this book down to $7.77. so that everybody can afford to buy quantities and give them away.
Nice.
All right. Anybody else want to pitch anything? Announce or
How
share?
about Aged Urine by Harry Matstein? Still my best-selling book. Although I did, it is my best-selling book. But also I read today a recent review from a few days ago saying my book is a waste of money because it's only 66 pages long. But I mean, yes, it's the only book on aged urine. But if you're talking about geeky science facts on the fact no one's written a book about aged urine, and it's got the 8 ways to take it into your system with science, how to do it, and how to age urine faster. No to that comment, that recent Amazon commentary saying that my book is a waste of money at $20 because there's no information quite like the information we're sharing in book format. Because some people don't learn from these; they want books. That's why we provide them for people.
So Harry, make sure you send me your links to your books so I can put it in the description when this is over.
Sure.
To any of your social media, you know, the same old, or I'll just point people to your water family directory listing, whatever. Daniel, anything you want to announce before we go? We're gonna come to the close of our
Well,
call.
you know, just send whatever prayers, etc. as I go to that church tomorrow, because it is kind of important that things go well, and you know.
Wishing you luck, Daniel, on that, and I hope one day, maybe you could write a book. Maybe you're here with us, just us three, to be one of a trio of people that have written books on urine therapy. Not many people write them.
Thank you. I will keep that in mind. If there's anything I write these days, it's poetry. So.
Oh,
okay.
and quickly, there's Kaike Kaban, and I was speaking to him. He's not gone completely from the scene. He was big into urine, a bit like Brother Sage, and he had a very popular YouTube channel, and he's written amazing poetry on urine specifically. Loads of poems about them. So there's an angle there.
Who is this? Is this Widu Shivambu?
Yes, Widu Shivambu.
Yeah, I know that guy, Casey Caban, right?
Yeah.
Casey Caban. I met him at the Water of Life convention. Incredible guy. He was traveling all over the place teaching about urine therapy.
Yeah, he's slowed down a bit, but he's done amazing work. His legacy, if he does nothing, is already up there to me with Andrew Norton Webber and Monica Shute. He really is.
Yeah, that guy, you know, I've learned a little bit of his story and it's pretty amazing. Like, I'm just going, wow, you know. I'm definitely not the youngest guy around, but it is amazing to get to know these guys they've definitely lived a whole lot more than you have. And I'm like, far out, man, you know. And he definitely knows where he's at.
Well, the guys like myself who've been on the planet a little longer, we're the guys that are leaving little markers for your trail, for your journey. Stand over here, try out this method. Go over here, study with this teacher. Da, 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 da. By the way, I do have a love interest in my life. I can't say her name publicly. She drinks her pee. We've got that.
Oh, so it's developed further since we last spoke, Brother Sage. It's moving on nicely.
It's moving on nicely, and I will be spending some time with her next month, but I'm not going to say any more than that because
no, I can't wait for the Facebook to blow up when you put those relationship statuses and everything.
Well, my friends, God bless them, are going, you should try matchup.com. I said, I don't do virtual relationships. It's got to be eye to eye, heart to heart. We got to read and feel each other.
Yeah. Yeah.
Danielson, you're next in the queue, bro. You're next.
Well, and so again, speaking of that, there's a reason I'm gonna be at that church tomorrow. No, not tomorrow. In 2 days, so tomorrow. Like you've never seen girls like this ever. So anyway, but I mean, like I'm going in as me, and let me just say, like behind enemy lines, like anyway, it's awesome. It's an adventure.
You're gonna be.
There's a reason I'm showing up at that church.
Yes, and I'd love to hear how that plays out. So
yeah,
everybody, let's just send love and light to everyone who's watching the show.
Yeah.
However you do that, cyber hug. It's all good.
Yeah. All right.
Thanks, guys. It was really cool joining you. I loved it.
Yep.
And Daniel, nice to meet you.
Thank you. Nice to meet you.
Much love to you guys.
Much love.
Thanks.